Scientology. Officially, it is one of the largest growing religions in the world, with the church claiming to have more than 15 million members, with prominent believers including Tom Cruise and John Travolta, many of whom claim Scientology to be a religious philosophy or even a self-help movement. However, critics have recently come out against the movement, claiming Scientology to be a cult and using brainwashing and extortionate techniques in order to gain, keep, and importantly, quiet the members of the group. Haverhill. On the surface, it appears to be a typical British countryside town. However, there is a large community of Scientologists in the area, and also where I'm supposed to meet my lead. Today, we will be investigating these claims and talk to a former member of the group and uncover the truth about Scientology. So thanks for taking the time out of the day to help me with this.
Alright.
So the claims of Scientology being a cult, are they false?
I don't really think so. I think that it is a cult because from what I understand, that when you try and leave, they try and like dig up dirt on you.
Yeah.
To sort of like show other people, to make you look bad, to not really show your real self. But that's only because they don't want people leaving the Church of Scientology.
So they try to almost like have a grasp on the...
Yeah. So like it seems a bit like they try and sort of like destroy your name if you try and leave, which to anyone is an incentive not to leave any community.
So how was your experience at this Church of Scientology?
Mainly fine, but they did try and audit me, sort of thing. So they sort of like dug up a lot of dirt on me to really try and make me look bad, to like try and make me personally not leave. But if I was to leave, then they'd try and turn people against me. So it's not really what I'm here for.
So it's like you said earlier, trying to leave is a lot more trouble than it is trying to enter.
Yeah. So like it's easy to get in because there's there's a plot of where people go, but you're trying to leave, they try and stop you from leaving, and if you do leave, you sort of turn in the whole church against you.
What are the claims that they try to cut your ties with the outside world? And
see, that is actually very true. They when you start, they really try to put their point across that they don't want you connecting with normal people, like the outside world. They only want you to be part of the Scientology church community. But as time goes on, you really understand that you really can't mix with other people apart from the people there. Otherwise you sort of get, it's a bit like a boycott, it seems like. No one can mix, and if you do, then you get in a lot of trouble. You sort of get singled out for a lot of the time. But there's also sort of parts where they just don't ever want you to sort of look into it. If you were to look into the bad parts of Scientology, then they get really quite distressed about it, and they don't want you to be part of Scientology.
So they don't want you to know kind of the real side?
No, they don't want you to know the bad sections. They don't want you to know anything that they want you to know. If you end up finding something out that they don't want you to know, then sort of like try and wipe out your brain.
My source's account is nothing new. Other former members have come out with similar experiences, like John Duignan and Marty Rathbun. However, the Scientology denies all of these allegations and claims it is not a cult but simply a religious group. Many today, however, still dispute this claim due to the overwhelming evidence.
I'd like to take up is the fact of the intro piece. There's no question that there's some controversy surrounding Scientology, but if you want to look at what the real controversy is, there's been stories like this one that we saw here for the past 40 years, and yet during that time period, Scientology has continued to grow. In fact, it's 25 times larger today than it was in 1980.